Super Bowl is set. That's a horrible way to start this. Whatever, I don't care. Heather Ankeny is here. Dave Brand is here. The B team, by the way, you guys are being called, so
yes,
you have a lot to prove. Hopefully, you will both do so. By the way, they are both hungover as shit today.
So see these eyeballs.
This show, they can. It's the wide shot. This show is going to be awesome. So let's start. 23-17. The Seattle Seahawks going to the Super Bowl for the second time in franchise history. I love Paul Allen as an owner. I don't know why I'm directing this at you guys. I love Paul Allen as an owner. I think he's like the third richest owner in sports right now in the year 2014.
Who, the Maras
there's this one guy in India who owns a cricket team, and I forgot who's second. I believe he's top three, if not top five, in sports in the world. So we have a few different aspects of this game that we would love to bring up with you guys. Firstly, Richard Sherman is getting so much hate today. Yeah. Sometimes for good reason, sometimes not for good reason. We're going to take a look at the interview. He made a fantastic play, as we all saw. Back shoulder play, twirls his body around, tips it with his left hand. Malcolm Smith comes away with the interception. But the interview he gave to Aaron Andrews was awesome. So let's watch and we'll discuss.
Well, I'm the best corner in the game. When you try me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree, that's the result you're going to get. Don't you ever talk about me.
Who was talking about you?
Crabtree, don't you open your mouth about the best. Oh, I'm going to shut it for you real quick.
So it obviously got a little personal.
I love
between
it.
Richard Sherman and Michael Crabtree.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, you both love it.
I love it. I'm a huge Richard Sherman fan.
Why?
I think he's the best.
Since before last night, or just
since always. Since the Skip Bayless interview, where he rips
I'm
Skip
better
Bayless.
at life than you.
And he is. Here's the thing. He's a Stanford graduate, an all-pro. Grew up in Compton. He has a master's?
He's getting a master's.
He's getting a master's from Stanford. All-pro, grew up in Compton, did his own thing. He is the best cornerback in the game. He can say whatever he wants. I'm not entirely sure why he's yelling at Crabtree. What did Crabtree say?
Here's what I think. Here's what I think. They went back and forth throughout the entire game. Something was absolutely said to him that he reacted like that.
No, he said it. Crabtree said it earlier this last week. They asked him in a very sort of nonchalant way. They said, "Is Sherman the best cornerback?" And he was at the podium. He's like, "No, I don't think he's the best cornerback." But it wasn't like he was sitting there pointing down the camera. Yeah, he's the worst cornerback. No, it was.
He was asked about it.
He was asked about it. He said he wasn't, and then for some reason that became.
It became a bigger thing
for Sherman.
Yeah. Okay. So Crabtree said this after the game. Sherman made a great play. That's probably the only play he made the whole game.
It was the second play he made.
He's a TV guy. I'm not a TV guy. I play ball. He makes one play and you talk. I mean, good play. Like that's what Crabtree said. I mean, good play, but like he's a TV guy. Is he a TV guy? Does he play up to the cameras like this all the time?
I don't know. I haven't seen him interviewed, but I truly thought it was fantastic. If you're going to stick a microphone in the face of somebody who just sent their team to the Super Bowl, arguably just sent their team to the Super Bowl, then you're going to get a lot of heart, a lot of emotion, and I thought it was great.
You know what I love about this, guys?
What?
Is that when stuff like this happens, and this is great, I love it as well, is when stuff like this happens, and then they say, "Oh, that guy's a thug."
I know.
He's a thug. Oh God, how racist can you possibly be?
Yeah, he doesn't do anything wrong. He's a football player. They're wired differently. Again, like she's right. He goes to the Super Bowl, makes a great play.
Yes.
He's gonna be, have his juices going. And I don't know if he's a TV guy. But
I think he's
certainly,
he plays up to the cameras.
But he's, and even Tom Brady on the sidelines during a couple games this year, you could see that heart and that emotion. And if you watched an interview with Sherman
but isn't
at his
that
locker,
the stereotype of Tom Brady too?
What?
That when he yells at his teammates, he's not necessarily being a bad teammate. It's heart and emotion. But when Cutler does it, oh God, what an asshole.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's a good point, but I think that there are a lot of people that are also backing Sherman up today saying that it was a lot of heart and emotion.
But I feel like there's a lot more people who are not backing him up out of anything.
Well, I think the thing to be said is that he talks about himself a lot. Tom Brady doesn't talk about himself as much as Richard Sherman does. But, I mean, I don't think that's necessarily such a bad thing. He's a cornerback. They play on an island. They are the Legion of Boom or whatever, so I guess
LOB.
Which I'm kind of into. I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, I don't see. He doesn't fight people. He's not doing anything wrong.
And they don't get up and they aren't interviewed every game. They aren't the face of the team. You know, the Mannings and the Brady. Yeah.
You could
probably make an argument.
You could make a case that he's become somewhat the face of the team, definitely defensively.
Well,
yeah.
But here's the other thing that I wanted to bring up. And Colin Cowherd made a fantastic point this morning. Oh, you see hockey. Did you guys see the Flames and Canucks?
Yeah, that was awesome.
I didn't.
What was that? Okay, so
what happened?
Here's basically what happened.
Okay.
They fought after, I believe it was the first period.
2 seconds.
2 seconds?
Into the game.
Oh, really?
2 seconds into the
entire
game. And then John Tortorella, the coach of the Canucks, tries to go to the Flames locker room at intermission. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And like, you know, that's thuggery.
Yeah.
That's fighting. But yet when Richard Sherman, a black man on TV, starts talking shit about another receiver that he just shut down. Oh, what a thug. Yeah. Like, when are we going to have this shift as a society and just be like, no, he's just talking shit to the opposing guy. It doesn't matter. Like hockey. Oh, yeah, well, that's part of the game. Football. Oh, he's a thug.
Yeah.
Like, when is that going to change? When is that sort of thinking going to shift at all, if ever?